everyone, welcome back to the Gypsy Caravan. I'm Shan, how you doing? Today I'm going to be starting a series for the month of March, and it's going to be like a collection of videos that I'm doing to inspire those who are having Matric dances in March. Matric dances seem to be quite prevalent during the months of March and April for most public schools. Private schools tend to almost have theirs towards the end of the year, but either way I'm starting it early so that for the rest of the year there are videos here for inspiration. I'm also doing these videos for the girls who maybe cannot afford a makeup artist or are just really good at makeup themselves and are looking for inspiration or are looking to do their own makeup and don't quite know what to go for. So I'm going to be doing a lot of videos, different styles, different intensities of makeup. I'm going to be doing some natural, some really intense like today's video, so be sure to stick around for that. I will create a playlist on my channel for that. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and follow me on social media, and let's get into creating this look. First up, we're going to start with our eyes. I am going to prime my eyelids. I am using Paintpot and a 286 brush from MAC, and I am just going to prime my lids. You know the drill. Lash line to brow, inner corner to outer corner, blend it out, get that primer down. You can also set this with a powder if you wish. I did before going in with my eyeshadows. Next, I am taking the eyeshadow kit from MAC, and on the same 286 brush, I'm going to just blend this in the crease. You can go as high up and as pigmented as you want. I'm just using this as a transition shade for the rest of the eyeshadows that we'll be going in with later. Even though I am doing a cool tone look today, I am going to use a warm, well, slightly warmish transition shade just to bring some life back into the eyeshadow. The first shade I'm going in with is a shade called Liquorice Lane. It's a really dark, cool tone grey. I'm going to take that on a 217 blending brush, and I'm just going to push and pack this into the crease. I'm not going to blend it out with the 217 just yet. I just want to get this color down into the crease initially, and then I'm going to go back in with a 286 brush and a little bit more of that Liquorice Lane color, and I'm going to blend that out into the crease. I am taking this color from inner corner to outer corner because I do essentially want this to be quite a blown out, rounded shaped smoky eye. You can of course change the shape if you prefer. I do kind of wing it out towards the end, but initially the feel I was going for was just a rounded, blown out, grayish, smoky eye. Don't forget to circle out and go back and forth. This ensures a very even blend. I'm then switching over to a packing brush. This is a 239, and again just the same shade. I'm going to pack this onto the lid. I do want this look to be kind of monochromatic with a few different shades and depths in, but mainly the overall look is a full-on cool tone grey smoky eye. And as you can see, once I've packed that eyeshadow in, I'm just going to blend everything out with that big blending brush again. Since it is a matte eyeshadow, you don't want to take your time pushing this product in. You don't want to just swipe it across. It won't blend out nicely. So be sure to take your time and pack it in. I'm then switching over to a slightly darker grey eyeshadow. This is Print, if I'm not mistaken, from MAC, and on that 217 brush I'm pushing this into the outer corner and sort of along the lash line, because essentially I am going to be blending out a black eyeshadow soon and I just need a little bit more of a deeper sort of transition shade for that area in my eye. And then of course always go back in with your big fluffy blending brush to blend everything out. I'm then going in with a liquid liner. This is Brushstroke Black by MAC, and I am just lining my eye from inner corner to outer corner. I'm not creating a wing. Again, I just want to fill in the little gaps and keep everything in my lash line very intense and dark, and then obviously have the gradient blown out throughout the rest of the eye. I'm then going to take a black pencil eyeliner. This is Feline by MAC. Gosh, this really is a MAC day today. Sorry for that. But anyway, so just line your waterline with a pencil, and then I'm going to go in with my black eyeshadow. This is from the Dark Magic Vault palette by Morphe. And on a pencil brush, I'm using a 219 here from MAC. I'm just going to essentially smudge out that liquid liner and also create a smoky wing shape with the eyeshadow. Just create for yourself a wing with a pencil brush, and then just kind of blend it out and pull it out with your 217 brush, and then of course to go over everything, your big fluffy blending brush again. For the inner third of my eye, I'm going to go in with the same palette, and the eyeshadow I have here is Power Cut. It's essentially a gunmetal silver pigment, and I'm just going to pack that in with a JH41 brush. I'm only applying it to the mobile lid area, and then if you have lost a little bit of that black eyeshadow, you can go back in with your pencil brush. I'm going to be doing lashes today, so I've just curled them using my lash curler, and then I went in with some Fenty mascara just to add mascara to my lashes to hold up the lashes I'm going to be putting on in a minute. Be sure to coat your top and bottom lashes. The lashes I'm going in with today are my number 75s by MAC because they are big, dramatic, and just scream glam. So these are the lashes I have used for today. You can see they're quite intense. Moving on to skin, I used the Glam Smoothing and Blurring Primer by Isabella Garcia, and I just applied about a pump to a pump and a half on my skin. I avoided my nose because this product just does not sit on my nose for some reason. I'm just incredibly oily there. And then for some under highlighting, I went in with a cream color base by MAC. This is in the shade Hush, and essentially what this does is it just creates a really nice glow from within effect on the skin because it is quite an intense cream highlighter. You can apply it over top your foundation if you prefer, but I like to do it underneath so that we can intensify with powder highlighter later. The foundation I'm going in with today is a soft matte stick from MAC. I am in the shade NC18, and I am just going to buff that out with a 170 brush. This is the most full coverage foundation I have at the moment. Since this is an intense glam makeup look, everything needs to be full coverage and turned up to volume 10. So this is the foundation I'm going in with. It's such a nice foundation. It's super full coverage, but you can still sheer it out a little. And you can really build on without caking up the face with too much product. So I'm just going to buff this out with a foundation brush. If you prefer a sponge, you can go in with a sponge. Totally up to you how you apply your makeup. I'm then going to go in with some concealer. This is the Studio Fix Smoothwear Concealer in the shade NW24. And I'm just going to highlight underneath my eyes and then just conceal a couple of blemishes here and there. And then I'm going to blend this out with a brush. This is the Rare Beauty Concealer Brush. I start from the bottom and work my way up so that the concealer that is sitting underneath my eyes can get a little bit warm or warmer and develop a little bit more of a creamier texture, so that when I blend it out, it's even more full coverage than what the concealer offers by itself. In any case, it is quite a full coverage concealer, but I mean, if you leave something to sit on the skin for a little bit and allow it to get warm, it does become a little bit thicker, which intensifies the coverage of the concealer over and above what it offers. I'm then going to smooth out my skin with a powder foundation. This is the Studio Fix one. I am in the shade NC20, and then just taking a big fluffy blending brush, I am just going to set that concealer in place. And then this is the actual foundation I use for my nose. Because my nose is super oily, no matter what I put down, my nose just eats it up. So I normally leave my nose completely bare and then set my nose with the powder foundation, because the powder is a full coverage powder, and so it will take down any redness and just minimize any pores in that area. But you can go in with a translucent powder if you want. You can bake this area if you prefer. It's totally up to you how you want to set. You can set your whole face if you want to, but I'm just hot spotting certain areas where I get super oily or where I crease quite quickly in my makeup. We're now going to finish underneath the eyes, so just going in with the same eyeshadows and the same brushes. We're just going to line underneath the eyes. I'm using Liquorice Lane here with a 239 to just blend out that feline pencil and then bring it round and up into the top eyeshadows, that we can create that really nice pulled out shape. And then also going to blend that out with the 217. You can bring these eyeshadows down as low as you want to, or keep it quite tight in your lash line. It's totally up to you how far down you want to blend it down. I took it down a little bit lower than what I'm normally used to, because I just wanted it to be very like glam and grunge at the same time. I know, imagine. I'm also going in with a little bit of that black just to tight line in my lashes again. Sometimes my pencil doesn't sit all the time, so I just go in with a black eyeshadow to kind of create more longevity in the way of my pencil in my lash line. Also, don't forget to put mascara on your bottom lashes. I didn't film it, but I totally did it, I swear. So now I'm taking the silver eyeshadow. It's from Shiny Pretty Things collection from MAC, but I cannot remember the name of it. I will link everything down below for you if you are curious. But I'm going to use this as an inner corner highlighter. It's a super pigmented pressed pigment eyeshadow. Try saying that 10 times. So you can see it's super intense, and I just used a little JH42 brush to apply that there. So now to finish up the skin, I'm going to add some liquid blush to my cheeks. This is the Rare Beauty Soft Pinch Liquid Blush in the shade Happy. It's quite a cool tone pink blush. It has a little bit of a rosiness to it as well. And I'm just going to blend this out with a 109 contour brush. I'm going to add this a little bit higher up than what I would normally apply blush, just because I want the face to look a little bit lifted. And then I'm going to move into the Studio Fix Shape and Shade Contour Palette. I'm using the light palette. And then just mixing Emphasize and Cream on a 402 setting brush. I'm just going to highlight underneath my eyes. And then I'm going to take Bone Beige on a 168 brush and just contour my face. I'm going to kind of contour bronze my face. I'm going to kind of do an in-between. Just because I wanted to. I have no reason. I actually just wanted to do that. And then I'm also going to just structure out my nose with a smaller blending brush. This is a JH32. So I go underneath my cheekbones. I do my nose because my nose is broken and skew, and I just need to create the illusion that I have my face together as well as my life. I'm then also going to just throw in a little bit of that bronzing-ish shade in my forehead as well, just to create some definition and shape in there. And then of course we have to take out the double chin because we don't need that. So I'm just going to push in a little bit of that powder in my jawline and take out the double chin. So now I'm going to do my brows. I'm just going to brush them out with a spoolie. I do have tutorials on my channel for my brow routine if you want to have a look at those. I'll link that up there for you. Just brushing them out first so that I can get all the product out of them. I'm then going to go in with a brow gel. This is the NYX Thick It Stick It Brow Mascara. I'm in the shade Taupe. And I'm just going to brush my brows back, and then I'm going to set them up forward, if that makes sense, just to get some tint in there and to get the fibers into the brows, because I do prefer a slightly thicker brow. I'm then going to go in with my MAC Eyebrows pencil in the shade Stylized, and I'm literally just going to use this to underline and carve out the bottom of my brow. I don't like to fill in the top because, like I said, I do prefer a thicker, fluffier looking brow. But my brows at the bottom are an absolute mess and the shape is not the same. So I'm just using the pencil to correct and shape out my brows so that they look somewhat similar. I'm also going to fill in the tails slightly because the tails are also just disastrous, if you ask me. I'm then going to go in with my Shape and Shade pen. I'm using the felt tip side. I'm also in the shade Fling. And I use the felt tip to create hairs in the front. This also does fill in the brow slightly, but this adds to the microbladed effect for the brows, and it also just creates a little bit more of a fluffier sort of illusion in the brows to make them look thicker and fluffier. This is just the easiest way to cheat brows, if you ask me. So I just go around the brow, filling in little gaps. It's quite nice because the felt tip pen is very thin, so you can get deep into those little gaps and just fill them in. And also the product is quite sheer, so it's not too heavy and it's quite easy to build up. Then to highlight my face, I'm using the Hyper Real Glow palette. I'm going to be mixing in the gold and rose gold shade. I'm using the Smashbox Buildable Cheek Brush first, just to kind of give an overall glow on the cheek area, just dusting it across really. I'm also going to go over my nose, the bridge of my nose, and also across the tip of my nose. You can create as intense a highlighter as you wish. I kind of went for something soft at first, and then I'm going to specifically highlight certain points of my face to create a more intense highlighter. Back on that big fluffy brush, I'm just mixing the pink and gold together to highlight my brow bone. And then switching over to a 402, I only picked up the pink highlighter here just to create a more intense highlighter in a very precise area on my face, rather than the overall glow that I did with the Smashbox brush previously. I'm also going to go over my nose again with this highlighter just for added intensity. But bam. I'm then going to set everything with the Catrice Ultra Last Fixing Spray. I absolutely love the setting spray. It does dry out my skin a teensy bit because it is a fixing spray, but oh my gosh, does this make my makeup last. Also, just like a tip, make sure your face is completely dry before you pull any facial expressions or move your eyes around too much. This will crease if you move around too much before it is dry. I'm doing a nude lip today, so I'm just using my Oak Pencil by MAC to line my lips. It is a little bit darker than the lipstick I'm using today, but it kind of gives the illusion that I have bigger lips, so we're going to go in with it. And then the lipstick that I'm using today is from the Shiny Pretty Things collection. It is in the shade Babe Town. It's an amplified textured lipstick, so it's super creamy and very hydrating. But it's such a pretty pinky nude. It's not too pink, it's not too nude. So you do get some color, but it's not like overwhelming for the makeup that we're doing today. And then of course, always to finish, I am going in with some Buxom Lip Plumping Lip Gloss in the shade Samantha. This is a nude lip gloss, but because it is a plumping lip gloss, it's going to add that really nice juicy effect to my lips, which I need. So I'm only going to apply this to the center of my top and bottom lip, just so that when the light catches it, it looks really thick and yummy. And this is the completed look. Thank you so much for watching today's tutorial on a full glam Matric dance makeup look. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and follow me on all social media platforms. And don't forget, if you have missed a product, I have listed everything down below for you. Also, don't forget to look out for my Matric Farewell playlist on my channel. I'll be uploading quite a few videos in this series. Thanks again for watching, and don't forget whenever you can to refer the Gypsy Caravan.